Vaughn.
Here.
Councilmember Baker.
Present.
Councilmember Barber.
Present.
Councilmember Burke.
Present.
Councilmember Circo.
Present.
Councilmember Ingert.
Present.
Councilmember Holman.
Present.
Councilmember Mills.
Present.
Mayor Turnbow absent.
All right, we have a quorum. If you could all stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance All right, we have no presentations or personal appearances tonight, so we'll move on to staff reports. Mr. Freeborn.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I would ask Chief Wilson to make a staff report for the police department.
Good evening. I'm going to talk about two incidents over the weekend. I feel that they're very important. Over the weekend, we had a medical emergency at a neighborhood pool. A 5-year-old was in the shallow end of the pool, attempted to swim through the deep end of the pool. As the child was trying to climb out, fell back into the water and went down and sunk to the bottom. The pool was very crowded with people. People didn't see the child. After about a minute, excuse me, a bystander came in, swooped up the child, got the child up out of the pool, and began life-saving measures. The mother and 2 or 3 bystanders that were in the pool attempted to do CPR, which was a good thing. Got the child breathing. The child got released from ICU today with a full recovery. The child was not underwater very long, thank goodness. While talking with another community member about that particular thing, I found out that at another neighborhood pool, unrelated, relayed a story to me that a young child was in the water trying to swim, couldn't swim, was struggling, and the parent was notified 3 different times to get their child by 3 different people. There's a lot of distractions going on at the neighborhood pools, and I would encourage all of the patrons that are at the pool to please pay attention to all the children in the pool. They're very crowded. Look around. I realize that not every child is your responsibility, but it's very important for the community to know that if they're going to use the pool, please be mindful and watch if someone's struggling, especially the little ones. That's all I have this evening, sir.
Very good. Any questions for Chief Wilson? If not, Mr. Freeborn.
Thank you, Chief. I would ask Mr. Salisbury to make a report for Public Works this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Fearborn. Just a couple projects I want to highlight. We are in full swing construction season, so the street preservation and curb replacement programs are moving along. They're about halfway done on both of them, so they're making really good progress. And then the Sendera project off of Hubach Hill, we should be able to see some curb and some roads going in the next couple weeks out there. And the 195th Street Dean Avenue project is also moving along. They were delayed by rain every week, it seems like, but hopefully in the next week or two, those projects, or that project will be paved out and we can open back up at least 195th Street on that one. So that concludes my staff report. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? If not, Mr. Fearborn.
Thank you, Mr. Salisbury. I would ask Mr. Mustine to make a report for Parks and Recreation.
Thank you, sir. Mayor Pro Tem, members of the council. I submitted a written staff report tonight, but I am going to deviate a little bit. First of all, some good news. Our recreation coordinator, Cecilia Walther, and her husband, Cody, welcomed a baby girl this morning. So our extended family grew a little bit today. And unfortunately for the rest of my team, we are going to lose Cecilia for a few weeks as she takes care of that baby girl. So she picked a wonderful week to decide to take a vacation for us as we kick off the first annual, what we are calling Festival of the Parks. And I want to explain a little bit about that to you guys tonight and answer any questions you might have, but I'm going to just kind of go through some history of how we got to where we're at and what you can expect in this particular weekend's events and what's to come in the future. So if you'll indulge me a little bit of time here. The Festival of the Park, as we know, was a volunteer committee over the past 20 years. Last year, they took a breather, they stepped aside, and during that time, we've been in discussions with the festival committee about how we can rejuvenate that particular event and what we can do as a city to partner, how to bring the community, chamber, and the festival committee and all of those components together to provide something good. So a little bit of history. Rainbore's really always had some type of an annual event. From the history that I have been involved with the city and what I've learned from family members who were born and raised in the area, as far back as the 70s, it was called Homecoming, all the way through into the 80s. And then over time, it morphed into what we called Summer Festival, which was late 90s into early 2000s. And then in 2004, it became Festival in the Park. And that's what we've known for the past 20 years. So as the committee, really, to speak on their behalf, it's exhausting to run an event like that. And it was the same group over the past 20 years. And they were just getting kind of tired, and they were asking for some help. And so that's where we sat down to determine how we can come together and not lose that tradition and still move forward with something new, something vibrant, and something exciting into the future. So that is where last year's discussions kind of ended. How we got to where we are today is Cecilia, which I mentioned a while ago, our recreation coordinator, she and I and my team began developing or revamping our Veterans Day event, our Veterans Salute last year. So if the council will remember last year, we had a pretty decent change to that event, very successful and very popular, one in which we were giving away honor bricks to any of our community members or any relation to our community members who served in our armed forces in any capacity. And that was very successful. And the idea for what to do with them, we can put them in the ground at TB Hanna, which is what we were going to do as a sidewalk, but we wanted to do something more. And so that spurred some discussion on a bricks and block party, how to have a community event and just, unveil these honor bricks on an annual event. And so a bricks and block party kind of came out of that plan. Where all of this unfolds is a couple years ago, we were brainstorming and I come up with an idea called Festival of the Parks. In my mind, what I was thinking was three nights, 3 events, 3 parks, 1 festival, Festival of the Parks. It's pretty aggressive to ask your staff to do 3 large events back to back in different locations. It's one thing to do it where you set up in one event and you're there for 3 nights, and I was asking them to do it in 3 different locations. We kind of set that aside, and as these things are coming together, that idea just rose to the top again. And so I pitched that idea of doing the bricks and block party and anchor it or begin it on a Thursday with our Spirit of America event on a Friday and do both and just have this celebration of the weekend. What we want to do this year is actually implement that. And so this Thursday night, we're going to have our bricks and block party at TB Hanna Station. And then Friday night is our annual Spirit of America event at Recreation Park. So we will be doing 2 nights, 2 events, 2 parks, 1 weekend festival. What's exciting is next year, in talking with the chambers, next year we want to, and this is all given if construction timelines work out to get for us. But next year we want to add that 3rd event at Hawk Ridge Park with the construction of the new pavilion at Hawk Ridge, the parking lot. And so next year we would like to do the bricks and block on Thursday, Spirit of America on Friday night, and then a community concert in conjunction with, in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce on Saturday night at Hawk Ridge Park, completing our 3 nights, 3 parks, 3 events. What's really exciting about that, and then I'll be done, I promise. What we want to make sure everybody understands is Thursday night is a celebration of our people, and that's our veterans, that's our families in town. Friday night is a celebration of our country. That's Spirit of America. That's celebrating what we are as a country. And Saturday, we want to end that by celebrating our community. And that's a community concert, bringing everybody together in our biggest park in the middle of our town. And so that's the theme of how all of this has come about. So this Thursday night at 5:30 at TB Hanna Station, we'll have 4 food trucks, farmers market vendors coming to join us. We will have inflatable obstacle courses for the children plus the spray ground. We'll have 2 musical guests, the Sounds of South Kansas City Community Band, and then when they conclude, we will have a local Kansas City artist, Jillian Risco, finish out the evening for us. Before we kick that off, we will do an unveiling of the new honor bricks, which our staff picked up today. My guys will be installing those around the flagpole there at TB Hanna. Friday night, Spirit of America, live music from Mirage KC starts at 7 p.m. Parking will always begin around 5:30, 6 o'clock. We recommend that you come early for that. We have 9 food trucks plus our concessions, so there'll be 10 opportunities to eat. We have 3 inflatables and a dunk tank, and then fireworks start at dusk. So we got a busy Thursday, Friday this week. We encourage everybody to show up early for parking, bring your own chairs, and come and have a good time. That concludes my staff report.
That sounds amazing.
Thank you.
Kudos to you and your staff for coming up with that idea, and it sounds like it's going to be really neat. Any questions from the council? Very good. Thank
Very
you.
good. Thank you.
Mr. Freeborn.
Thank you. I would just point out the terminology has changed for Cecilia from vacation this evening. This morning it was she abandoned us, just kind of in quotes. So it is going to be a very busy, very fun weekend. Lots of things that the imagination of our Parks Department has managed to bring. Lots of events that if one doesn't necessarily appeal to you, there's lots going to be going on. Kind of a dry run this year for the 3-day event next year. With that, I would ask Ms. Harmer to make a report for communications.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, City Council. I will have a little bit faster report than Mr. Mustine, although his was great. And I do want to say that the Sounds of South Kansas City performance on Thursday night at the Bricks and Block Party is sponsored by the Raymore Arts Commission. We bring them for 2 shows each summer, and they're fantastic. They're up to 90 members in the band. It's a big band. I'm not sure all 90 will be there, but it's going to be really great. And then the Arts Commission also kicked off their concert series last Friday at the amphitheater with the Yachties. So it was Yacht Rock and Disco. It was a really great turnout. It was a really great night, a little bit warm, but it was also really nice to have the additional parking lot. So we will continue that. July 11th is the next concert at the amphitheater with jazz from the Kenny Glover Band. So please do attend if you are able. The Arts Commission also has a new piece of temporary art on the south side of South Fox Ridge Drive down by the Lucy Webb intersection. It will be here for 2 years, so check it out, and we're working on getting the north one installed as well. We had a little hiccup with that piece being kind of sold out from under us. Another city bought it, but we're working on getting a new one for there. And also coming up, there is a blood drive on July 9th at Centerview from 10 to 3. I know not everybody is eligible to donate, but if you are, please consider donating blood. 600 units are needed just in the Kansas City area every single day, so your donations are appreciated. And I will end with saying that we finally have our bench. We got to 1,000 pounds of bags that we've recycled. I no longer have an office full of bags. So congratulations to our community members who donated those bags for us, and go sit at the bench out front. It is made out of recycled plastic bags. And that's all I have for you this evening.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions for Ms. Harmer? All right. Mr. Freeborn.
Thank you, Ms. Harmer. Just close out with the council, reminding you that next week is a 5th Monday, so there will be no work session scheduled. That concludes staff reports tonight.
All right. Thank you, sir. Next up, there are no committee reports, so we'll move on to the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to dispose of the consent agenda?
Madam Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes, sir.
I move that we approve the consent agenda as presented to include item A, City Council meeting minutes from June 9th, 2025, Item B, Ridgeview Estates acceptance of public improvements. And item C, sidewalk replacement project acceptance and final pay.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, sir. We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor? All right, all those opposed? Very good. We don't usually have a discussion over consent agenda. Okay, sorry about that. All right. The consent agenda is approved unanimously. Very good. We'll work on this. My first time in a while. Moving on to unfinished business. If the city clerk will read Bill 3964 by title only.
The second reading of Bill 3964 by title only, an ordinance of the City of Raymore, Missouri, approving and authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with Solitude Lake Management LLC to provide pond and lake management services.
Thank you, ma'am. If there are no further questions, do we have a motion to dispose of this item?
Madam Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes, sir.
I move that we approve Bill 3964, award of contract for lake and pond management.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
There's a motion and a second to approve this bill. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? All right.
Mayor Pro
That-
Tem,
Yes, sir.
you still
Oh.
get to vote as well.
Sorry. I vote in favor. Thank you for the reminder. So the second reading of Bill 3964 passes unanimously. Moving on to item B, if the clerk will read Bill 3965 by title only.
The second reading of Bill 3965 by title only, an ordinance of the City of Raymore, Missouri, authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with Bright Construction LLC for the Broadmoor and Grandshire Drainage Improvements Project, City Project Number 25-473-201, in the amount of $139,928, and authorizing the city manager to approve change orders within established budget constraints.
Thank you, ma'am. If there are no further questions, do I have a motion to dispose of this item?
Madam Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes, sir.
I move that we approve Bill 3965, award of contract for Broadmoor and Grandshire drainage improvements.
Thank you, sir. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? If there's no further discussion, all those in favor? All right, that motion, second reading of that bill passes unanimously as well. Item C, will you please read Bill 3966 by title only?
The second reading of Bill 3966 by title only, an ordinance of the City of Raymore, Missouri, authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with Terry Snelling Construction for the Park Trails Replacement Phase 2 Roadside Trails Project, City Project Number 25-449-200, in the amount of $903,074, and authorizing the city manager to approve change orders within established budget constraints.
Thank you, ma'am. If there are no further questions, can we have a motion to dispose of this item?
Madam Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes, sir.
I move that we approve Bill 3966, award of contract for the Park Trails Replacement Phase 2 roadside trails.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? That motion passes unanimously. Item D, please read Bill 3970 by title only.
The second reading of Bill 3970 by title only, an ordinance of the City of Raymore, Missouri, approving and authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with Heartland Sign and Lighting to provide outdoor video sign services.
If there are no further questions, do we have a motion to dispose of this item?
Madam Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes, sir.
I move that we approve Bill 3970, award of contract for outdoor video display signs.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, sir. There's a motion and a second to approve Bill 3970. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? All right, that bill passes unanimously. Item E, please read Bill 3971.
The second reading of Bill 3971 by title only, an ordinance of the City of Raymore, Missouri, authorizing certain documents related to the city's taxable revenue bonds watermark project, Series 2022.
Thank you, ma'am. If there are no further questions, do we have a motion to dispose of this item?
Madam Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes, sir.
I move that we approve Bill 3971, Watermark New Lender Refinancing Agreement.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve Bill 3971. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? That bill passes unanimously as well. Moving on quickly to item F. Please read Bill 3973 by title only.
The second reading of Bill 3973 by title only, an ordinance of the City of Raymore, Missouri, approving the Madison Valley Fifth Final Plat, a subdivision of land located in the southeast quarter of Section 9, Township 46 North, Range 32 West, Raymore, Cass County, Missouri.
If there are no further questions, do we have a motion to dispose of this item?
Madam Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes, sir.
I move that we approve Bill 3973, the Madison Valley Fifth Final Plat.
Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, sir. If there are no further questions, sorry, I already did that. We have a motion and a second to approve Bill 3973. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? Very good. That Bill 3973 passes unanimously. Item G. If the clerk will please read Bill 3974 by title only.
The second reading of Bill 3974 by title only, an ordinance of the City of Raymore, Missouri, amending the fiscal year 2025 budget and updating the schedule of fees for residential trash and recycling services.
If there are no further questions, do we have a motion to dispose of this item?
Madam Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes, sir.
I move that we approve Bill
974.
3974, yes, Budget Amendment, Trash, Recycling, and Yard Waste Fees.
Thank you, sir. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? Very good. That one passes. Bill 3974 passes unanimously. And last item on unfinished business, item H. Will you please read Bill 3972 by title only?
The second reading of Bill 3972 by title only, an ordinance of the City of Raymore, Missouri, amending Section 105.030 of the Raymore City Code.
Thank you, ma'am. If there are no further questions, do we have a motion to dispose of this item?
Madam Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes, sir.
I move that we approve Bill 3972, amending the City Code Section 105.030, Declaration of Candidacy Dates for Filing.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, sir. We have a motion and a second to approve Bill 3972. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? Bill 3972 passes. And now we'll move on to new business. Beginning with item A, award of contract for bulk road salt. May we have the first reading of Bill 3975 by title only?
The first reading of Bill 3975 by title only, an ordinance of the City of Raymore, Missouri, authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with Central Salt LLC for supply and delivery of bulk road salt, city project number 25-012.
May we have the staff report?
Thank you, Madam. I would ask Mr. Salisbury to make a staff report on this item.
Thank you, Mr. Fearborn. Tonight before you is the award of contract for bulk road salt, as we're all thinking about it on a lovely 90-degree day. We received 2 bids. The price was $70.23 per ton with delivery. That's $1.91 more than last year, which kind of follows the same increase we've seen year over year from previous years. This contract includes the option for 2 additional 1-year stints with this company, and staff would recommend award of contract to Central Salt LLC. That concludes my staff report.
Any questions of staff? Yes.
Just wondering if we ordered in bulk, do we a discount rate on pepper? I'm sorry, I couldn't let you get by with the other one without saying something.
Any other questions? Very good. Anything else? Mr. Fairbourn?
That concludes staff reports.
All right. Is there a motion to dispose of Bill 3975?
Madam Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes, sir.
I move that we approve Bill 3975, award of contract for bulk road salt to Central Salt LLC.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor? Very good. The first reading of Bill 3975 passes. Item B, may we have the first reading of Bill 3978 by title only?
The first reading of Bill 3978 by title only, an ordinance of the City of Raymore, Missouri establishing an intergovernmental agreement with the Raymore Peculiar School District to provide school resource officer services for schools in Raymore and as requested at East Middle School.
Thank you. We have a staff report.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I'd ask Chief Wilson to make a staff report on this agenda item.
This is the RAPEC 2025-26 agreement. It runs from July 1st of 25. It will end on June 30th of 26. The agreement is an increase from $280 to $290 for a full day, half day from 140 to 145. The total number of school days remains the same at 175. That's the end of my staff report, sir.
Thank you. Any questions of Chief? Mr. Mills?
Chief, has there, excuse me, has there been any discussions about adding an additional school resource officer? We had talked about that at a work session. That seemed like we were really putting a lot onto just one school resource officer.
We've talked a little bit about separating the school resource officer position with the community outreach position. And that's where we're still at. I mean,
Okay.
most of us downstairs, we're all doing the community outreach. She is pretty busy with the schools, but we all are chipping in and doing the community outreach.
And I think perhaps, Councilmember, your question was more to, instead of one school resource officer, having two.
Correct.
The school district has touched on that with us a number of times. The conversation is always there, but it will be up to them to make the decision on whether or not they want to devote the resources to a second one. We would stand ready if they want to go that direction.
Mr. Burke?
Thank you, Ms. Mayor Pro Tem. In the past, the district, I've been there for a year, but in the past we had deputies, we had peculiar officers, and we had Raymore officers. And that's probably still the case.
Yeah, it lists in there that we will go out to the East Middle Schools, but that's where the deputies are, is out at the East Middle School. They have two out there. We have the one for all the Raymore schools, and then also the peculiar officers handle everything south of, outside the city limits.
Any other questions? Mr. Fairbourn, anything else?
That concludes staff reports, Madam.
Thank you, sir. All right, if there are no other questions, is there a motion to dispose of Bill 3978?
Madam Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes, sir.
I move that we approve Bill 3978, the 2025 through 2026 Raymore Peculiar School Resource Officer Agreement.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, sir. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor? Very good. Bill 3978 passes for the first read. Item C, may we have the first reading of Bill 3977 by title only?
The first reading of Bill 3977 by title only, an ordinance of the City of Raymore, Missouri, authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Holiday FX LLC for installation, maintenance, and storage of the city's holiday displays.
Thank you, ma'am. May we have a staff report?
Thank you. I would ask Mr. Murdoch to make staff report on this agenda item.
Thank you, sir. Bill 3977 is for all of the holiday displays that we see throughout the community on city facilities. This will include the lights around City Hall, the trees around City Hall, internal tree within City Hall, and then all of the lights around Centerview, and then the mayor's Christmas tree and lights at TB Hanna Station. We did put out an RFP this year for this particular service, and Holiday FX, who is our current vendor, was the lowest and best bidder throughout the entire proposal. And so staff would recommend approval of this particular contract. We have been incredibly pleased with Holiday FX over the course of the last 3 years, and you'll notice in this particular contract, it will have the option for a renewal each of the following 2 years after this initial year. So we look forward to a continued relationship with Holiday FX, and that concludes the staff report this year, sir.
Thank you, sir. Anything further? All right, any questions of staff? Good question. Oh, any questions? All right, if there are no questions, is there a motion to dispose of Bill 3977?
Madam Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes, sir.
I move that we approve Bill 3977, award of contract for holiday lighting to Holiday FX.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Councilmember Burke?
Thank you, Madam Mayor Pro Tem. I appreciated in the proposal and in the contract with the pictures showing where all the lights are going, because in the past, you know, it's easy to think, oh, they're just putting some lights on City Hall. Why is this so much? But there's a lot of lights going up, so that was very helpful.
And Madam Pro Tem, I've completely neglected, and I apologize to let you all know that Holiday FX and Darren Moon is here in the audience if you had questions or comments for him, and I'd appreciate him being here this evening, and I forgot to mention that, so thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for being here. Any other discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion to dispose of Bill. Oh, we already have a motion and a second. All those in favor? All right, that Bill 3977 passes unanimously. We now move into public comments. If there's any member of the public who wishes to make a comment, please identify yourself for the record and keep comments to a maximum of 5 minutes. All right, no one's coming forward, so we'll just move right on to council and mayor communication. We'll start on this end with Councilmember Mills.
Thank you, Madam Mayor Pro Tem. I'd just like to wish all of our residents a safe and happy 4th of July, Independence Day weekend, and thank you to the city staff and Parks and Rec volunteers and everything that they're doing for this week for the park celebrations, and the police department, I know, will probably be busy and keeping an eye on things and with the fireworks and people shooting things off. So really appreciate city staff, what they're going to do. And I just hope everyone has a safe and happy 4th of July, and remember to be considerate and follow the fireworks rules and protocols.
Very good. Councilmember Baker.
Thank you. I first want to say just congratulations to Melissa and and her staff really out at the amphitheater for the first concert. Of all the ones I've been going to, I think that was the largest crowd we had. People kept filtering in. All the parking lots were full. I think it's one of those things with more communication. I think it's just people getting used to the new parking lot. We will be able to put even more and more out there with bigger and better events. And it was impressive. A lot of people were commenting about the people coming down from the new parking lot. And I think that was just a great time that night. Looking forward to the other concerts from there. So that's all I have.
Councilmember Circo.
Thank you, Madam Mayor Pro Tem. Yeah, I'd like to say reach out to the Walkers. It's always good to have a new baby. It's not a vacation. It's a lot of work having a baby, getting home and starting that. So, but it's a really proud and glorious time. Thank her, the Walkers, and say prayers to the Walkers. They do well with that. The blood drive, of course, 7/9 at Centerview, I believe, 7/9, July 9th. I will be there. Thank you for that information. I want to thank Mr. Mustine for getting together with the Thursday and the Friday night coming up this week. Getting that thing started with the Raymore the Parks, it's plural, Festival in the Parks. Something, a new concept. We weren't sure what this year would bring well, this construction and what we were doing north here on the park. But I think that's a good concept. The bricks will be great for the veterans and the people. That's very great, just what you guys have done and set that in motion. I appreciate that as a veteran. I also want to reach out to everybody and say, yeah, we will celebrate the 249th birthday of this great country this weekend coming. We won't be here on a Monday to say anything other than that, 'cause we'll be off on next Monday. But this weekend, be safe, enjoy it, and don't forget the weekend after is actually our birthday, the 4th itself. So we have 2 weekends to really party down, celebrate our birth of our country, 249, and next year we're going for 250. So it's a great time here. And thank you to the Chief Wilson, for all you do and being on top. And we pray for that young child will be doing better as he recovers from that pool incident. It's always a scary time this time of year, sir. But we appreciate the law enforcement, the people we have on staff, and our patrolmen and patrol women and men, so that's always great to know. And we thank you for all they do every day, the city staff, working hard to get these stuff together going into the new summer. Your hands are full. Melissa did a great job. Now you just got to top that every other Friday and try to get bigger and better, but not really. You're doing a great job. But anyway, I just want to say congratulations. Everybody enjoy this weekend on the 4th, Thursday night and the Friday night for what we celebrate. Please come out, TB Hanna and the Rec Park. Show up, enjoy, and have a great time.
Councilmember Burke.
Thank you. Last Wednesday, I had never been to Chicago. I'd never really ridden anywhere on a train. I'd hardly ridden on a bus or anything, too many places. So we did all those things. Took Amtrak to Chicago, rode the L, rode this, all the stuff, and learned. But what was really interesting is when I go places now, after doing this for 10 years, what I look at is totally different. I'm looking at how the police interact with people. I'm looking at how clean the parks are. I'm looking at that. I couldn't believe how much surveillance there was everywhere. There were multiple cameras, and I didn't see anybody arguing with anybody. I didn't see anybody fighting. I didn't see anything that was really very negative at all. Of course, I was downtown, but it was a really good experience. But I wanted to put this one out there. We went up to a park, and my wife said, well, let's see how inclusive their parks are. And I was like, our city manager would be proud of you for saying that. Because I think a lot of times she seems like she doesn't have any clue what we do, because, this is my thing. And but she's paying attention, and hopefully some of the other people in town are appreciating some of the things that we're bringing to our city. So, thanks.
Councilmember Holman.
Thank you, Madam Mayor Pro Tem. Well done tonight in the mayor's absence, and I will yield the remainder of my time to the Honorable Mr. Engert and the Honorable Mr. Barber.
Good. Mr. Barber.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I won't repeat what other council members have spoken, but agree with everything said. I do want to add that you're talking about the road work being done right now, and my street was just done. And it is a little minor inconvenience, when they're out there, but I didn't realize there was an upside to it. My wife has never seen a street be put in before, and she was thoroughly entertained by all the mechanisms and people running back and forth and the trucks and all of that. So it provided quite a bit of entertainment for her. So, but I am glad it's over. I also want to finish by keeping our United States men and women, servicemen and women in our thoughts and prayers right now. Little tension that's going on. We're doing some things that we need them, and when they're called to duty, they do perform. And I want everybody to kind of think of them, keep thinking of them till we get over this. Thank you.
Councilmember Engert.
So I was looking through our agenda for this evening, and it's really amazing that here we are in the middle of June, and we're talking about Salt and Santa. It's like, okay. And then the second thing I want to talk about the middle of last week, I called my brother, see if he wanted to go to lunch. And he puts me on speakerphone, he's in his car, and he says, I can't right now because, where are we going, kids? And he's got his grandkids in the car with him. And as loud as they could say, we're going to the spray ground. They were so excited. I said, well, you're not going to get Grandpa all wet, are you? Yes, we are. And they were just excited to go there. He said that's one of their favorite places to go. And it's such a unique facility to begin with, that they can go do this and experience all this. And it's fun to say, that's Raymore. So thank you.
All right, the only thing I'll add tonight is just a thank you to staff for all the work you do in and day out. And thanks to the council for your patience tonight while I work through this. Even though it's what we do every week, it's a little bit different to be here. So thank you for your patience. And that's all. That concludes this evening's agenda. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Madam Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes, sir.
I move that we adjourn this Monday, June 23rd, 2025 meeting of the Raymore City Council.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, sir. We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?